Oh, you're lovely too. Oh, God love him, Auntie Mal. Oh, I'm so nervous.
Do you want to get accommodated with all that? The lady with...
Hang on. I'm not like Bird and Braden, you know, knocking everything over. I got news for you, I'll fall up the stairs. Go on.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Shall we kick off then?
Yes, we'll kick off.
Right, now, like tomorrow night, which is Sunday night, you're back alone on the stage of the Palladium.
Yes.
How many times have you done solo bits then? I mean, when you've taken over a whole thing and got yourself in the middle of it.
Well, 3 times at the Palladium, and about 40 concerts all over England, you know.
Now, how do you know...
And,
sorry.
Go on.
No, I do beg your pardon. You're in the middle of your flow.
I know what you're going to ask me. Why do you do it yourself?
Well, partly you're right.
Yeah.
Partly I was going to ask you why somebody else doesn't take over and do it for you.
Well, at first, nobody would. Now I won't let them. But anyway, it is an incredible thing,
right.
Because I'm terribly thrilled about this. I'm kidding about it. But
if you had to find one thing which characterised the phenomenon, i.e., one thing which was you and the basic human is why people queue up to see you. What is it? What one thing is it? Is it courage, or is it guts, or is it?
Well, I don't know.
Showmanship. What is it?
Well, I don't know exactly, but I've tried to define it. I think there are 2 sayings. You know, all the world loves a lover. Well, that's why Roger Moore's 007. I mean that in the nicest way. But, and I think all the world loves a fighter. I had no option. I had to fight. I mean, a woman on one's own, and it was either getting in a corner and forgetting all about it, all about life, and one thing and another, and I thought, well, God gave me some talent, right. I think.
Get out and get on.
Yes, and there's never a truer saying, I don't think, Russell, than God helps them that helps themselves.
Right.
Because nothing's done for you. And although a lot of people say, oh, have you annoyed the moguls, or have I done... It isn't that exactly, because let's face it, I mean, the moguls, you've got to give them credit. They have come up, the 3 I'm going to talk about is Sir Luke Reid and his brothers, and I read a story by their mother before I left for America, and it was a very, very beautifully written one. And let's face it, they had nothing. And look what they've amounted to. And they're not expected to know what's going on in their next office. And they're not expected to know that Dorothy Squires can't get her records played on the BBC, or Dorothy Squires isn't wanted for television. That's not, you can't say I was blacklisted by anybody. It was just circumstances, you know. So I did something about it, you know, and that's what it's all about.
What was it like, actually, sitting at home with all the trappings of success, which you then had? I mean, your swimming pool and your wall-to-wall carpets and your wall-to-wall Picassos and things. What was it then like sitting at home with all the trappings of success and no telephone call and no jobs?
Well, pretty terrifying, actually.
What did you do? Did you take drugs, or did you take drink?
No, I didn't take to drink. Do me a favor, you know. The cops thought I did, you know.
When you go on your travels up and down the country doing single stands, are you received better in Wales than you are, say, in Scotland or in London? I mean,
no.
What's Glasgow like, for instance, as a place to go to?
Well, now you mentioned you've 2 of my favourite audiences, actually, Glasgow and Wales. Edinburgh, you know, they're a little bit sort of, you know, very, yes, a little, but beautiful. Glasgow, do you want to hear a story that happened to me at Glasgow? It really did. Well, I was playing Glasgow Empire, and this was the kiss of death for comics from England. Forget it. You know, they just wouldn't stand for them. And if they liked you, they liked you. And thank God they liked singing. So it was a Friday night, and it was a second house on a Friday night. And the place was packed to suffocation. So I walked on, and they were shouting, sing the Gypsy Dot, or, you know, or close my eyes, or anything. I said, I'll come to them in a minute. But now, the Glasgow Empire, one had to sign a pass to get past stage, you know, backstage. You couldn't get in. You had to sign forms. God knows. It was just like a prison, you know. Most empires run them as they should be run.
Like a prison.
Like a prison. But anyway, as I turned to my pianist for something, and I heard a shuffle off stage, and there was a little old lady being dragged off by 2 stagehands. So I said, leave her alone, let her come on. And I felt marvelous because I stood up all to my 5'2" and she was shorter than me, and I felt like somebody 6 foot looking down at her, you know. And she shuffled up, and she was so drunk. She breathed on me, I'm not kidding, and I was drunk. So she said, will you sing me my favorite song? So I said, of course I'll sing you your favorite song. I thought, oh, I hope she asked for something I know. She said, will you sing me Bonnie Mary of Argyll? I thought, oh, I don't know it. So I got the pianist and I said, play Coming Through the Rye, leave the last line to me. So anyway, I go all the way through. And the audience really were fantastic because they were suppressing their laughter because of her, because she really was staggering, you know, all over the place. And I got to the last line, and after Coming Through the Rye, and I said, Bonnie Mary of Argyll. So the audience broke up and applauded, and she sang. She said to me, you sang the wrong tune. So she walked across the stage, disturbed the whole front row, walked up the aisle, turned round, and she said, you're drunker than I am, Vera Lynn.
Right, which is a cue, almost a cue for a song, which is like you've just jetted back from Los Angeles.
Yes.
I know you won't believe this, but in that seat like 3 or 4 weeks ago was a guy called Michael York.
Oh.
Who has been starring in a film called Lost Horizon.
Oh, that's the song.
So it's a convenient combination of circumstances that
yes,
your next song is from Lost Horizon.
Yes, it is, and it's the first record I've had out on Bell. I'm going to plug that. Anyway, but no, honestly, this is the title song from the Lost Horizon.
The music is by?
Burt Bacharach, and the lyrics are by Hal David.
And are you strong enough to get on your feet and do it?
But